Hey everybody, Greg Lochner here for Pleasant Valley Outdoors. I'm working on a project today. This is a little bit different. What I need is a road barrier on my property. My driveway splits up. One part of it goes behind the house, and it seems like if Amazon or FedEx comes, makes a delivery for some reason, especially if it's after dark, they'll miss the driveway to the front of the house and they'll end up driving behind the house, and who knows where they're going, and they'll end up getting stuck one day. So what I thought about was something like a barrier, like at a parking garage, a paid parking garage. So what I've come up with, I picked up a 8-foot 6x6 treated, and I cut a slot in here that'll take a 2x4. That'll pivot in there, and I had to mess around a little bit to get my pivot point cut and angle back here, but that'll go in there, and I'm going to use a bolt, or not a bolt, but a piece of pipe, and with a couple of caps on each end, and that'll go through there and pin it. So when it pivots, when it's in a down position, it'll be at a 90-degree angle. It'll spin up, and it'll be in upright position. I'll probably just put a metal rod in there to lock it. And what I'm using for an arm is just a piece of 10-foot downspout material. That'll slide onto here, and that'll give me a good barrier across my road. It's not for security, just for letting people know that they can't use that road. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, my driveway goes up in front of the house here, but it also splits off, goes behind the house. So right there where those trees start is where I'm going to put that barrier. So once I get this all built inside the barn, get everything mocked up, I'm going to take it apart and I'll get my hole dug and get the post set in and see how it works. That pivot's pretty good. I'll put the downspout on there, pre-drill some holes, have that all ready to go, and I think I'll bore a hole through here, put a metal rod through there, that way I can lock it in the up position. Almost ready. Okay, you can see how it's going to work. It pivots in there pretty nice. I've got to drill a hole here to put a locking rod so in the up position it won't come down, but it pivots nice. When it stops, it locks in here. It's a 90-degree angle. I just have to cut my 6x6 at the right length. I wanted to mess with this to make sure I had this all figured out how I wanted to do it, and then I'll cut that to length later before I drop it in the hole. I'm going to pre-drill some holes in here, put some stainless screws in there. And one thing with this piece of downspout, if it gets damaged, they're cheap to buy. It's going to be easy to replace. I looked on YouTube, did a search for some kind of a road barrier. Couldn't find anything. There's a couple things, but not what I'm looking for. And this here, it's like at a toll booth, or like I said, a paid parking garage. So that should work. And I've got some red reflective tape I'm going to put around this here. That'll make it show up at night better. So we'll get her ready and put it in the ground, see how it works. Okay, it's all done. That roll of reflective tape didn't go very far. I need a little bit more on there, but it ought to serve its purpose. I didn't use concrete on the post. I used pea gravel. That way the water drains out of there. It's not a structural piece. It's not holding up a deck or really any weight. So pea gravel works real good. You don't have to worry about mixing it and letting it set up. Just pack it in there. So, you know, this isn't really for a security, but it's just a barrier. Let people know not to drive through here. So I think it'll work and people get the message. Thanks for watching.